Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You're one of the signs who will love this Jupiter transit, as it will be trining your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant all year until June 9th, 2025. You've had the South Node in your first house, probably giving you less energy and at times probably none at all, with more activity having been in your partnership house, the 7th house. That's where Aries resides. And then we had all the eclipses that started up last July in your sign and in Aries. I know my son has a Libra stellium, and motivating him to do anything has been nearly impossible over the past year. But, in some ways he's had a pretty good year. However, with all of these energetic vortexes changing signs in January of 2025, I think you'll start to be getting your mojo back. Jupiter will be housed in your 9th house of long-distance travel, book publishing, legal contracts, public speaking, spirituality, religion, and then Pluto is moving into your 5th house of love, romance, children, creativity, speculation, speculative gains, lottery wins. It's a luck house. So in the coming year, the focus should be on you, your physical body, luck, creativity, luck through creativity, through children. It's very possible you could become pregnant this year, especially if this is affecting your moon or your ascendant, or maybe also this could happen while you're away on long distance travel. All right, just throwing that out there. Okay, moving on. On June 3rd, at 1 degree, Pluto in Aquarius will be trining Mercury and Jupiter in Gemini in the 9th house. Once again, I just covered those 9th house topics, but the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it is also considered a fortunate house, the 9th house. You really could be expanding here with luck from the 5th. And that would be Jupiter from the 5th trining up to the 9th house. It could be lucky or get lucky through creative business ideas, projects with children, your children. Maybe there's news about getting into university with the 9th house. If you have children who are college age, maybe they're getting into university. You could meet or find a powerful new love, 5th house, that will change your whole entire life, your whole way that you represent yourself out in the world, because again, your first house is being affected. This could happen by maybe you decide to move to be with them, or you find a love that will be very powerful with a powerful person, possibly in a distant land, somewhere you would probably have to fly to. You could be starting to develop a creative project in the 5th house, maybe a blog series or a podcast. Gemini rules communication and social media, all communication avenues, or a children's book, 5th house children. Writing could be involved here, or a children's book series that could get published, as the 9th house rules publishing contracts, legalities, and such. You could become a children's mentor, a philosophy teacher, with both the 5th and the 9th being affected, and they're both luck houses. This trine kicks off a whole cycle that you may not see the results right away, or at least until a few months, when Pluto starts to become visible and moves forward. Right now he's retrograding backwards, and in November he'll be moving direct and into Aquarius for once and for all, fully initiating his tenure in your 5th house there. So right now you could just be planting seeds, and remember that this is a cycle now that's like you're just kind of seed planting and will unfold over the next 12 years. On June 6th, the new moon is in Gemini at 16 degrees. It's conjuncting the Sun and Venus and trining you if you have any degrees between 11 and 20 degrees on either side of that 16 degree mark. You could be beginning or have no ideas or insights about creativity and romance. 9th house being a luck house is so packed. And this time there's so much positive energy. And don't forget that Pluto is trining Jupiter and will be felt throughout the month. And moving on, could spark great transformation, revolutionary ideas about the book publishing industry, internet publishing, legal contracts, maybe finding a fantastic agent, All of this will be very transformational for you. I know I say that word a lot, but this is Pluto after all that will be involved. The ninth house looks over at the third, so maybe the efforts that you're putting in day-to-day work or thought or writing will start to show results in that higher minded house of the ninth house. And the third house is also a self-made wealth house, and it's a small business house. On June 11th, and this is one we always have to talk about, whenever you have two malefic planets squaring each other. On the 11th, Pluto in Aquarius will square Mars in Taurus from your 5th house to the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of deep transformation, death, rebirth, sex, deep bonding, other people's money. Let's see, did I mention taxes? Yep, I did. Loans, loans like you would borrow, take out money from big lines of credit or the bank. Pluto rules this house, and Mars is in a Venus sign, and neither are in full strength, and they're both in detriment, and Pluto is retrograde. So I just say to be careful anyway. Here you may need to be careful with, your children around these days, before and after. Make sure they're being careful, when they're out and about and whatnot. And this is not to scare you. It's just kind of throwing caution out there, just generating some ideas. It could just be tension in your sexual and romantic life. I would not go out on a date around this time. It's better to plan that for a little bit later in the month. And I'll get to that in a second. It could just be a good outlet around this time. And you may have been feeling these rumblings starting in like the end of May with the square. It could be a good outlet for like a vigorous workout in nature. Mars is in Taurus. Taurus is a Venus-ruled sign. Going somewhere that's lush and quiet, but Mars requires you to spend a good amount of energy, work on your muscles, maybe do a Pilates, start getting into Pilates. Carefully don't overdo it because there's the square. On June 17th and 18th, Mercury and Venus will now conjunct in Gemini, and this will be happening in the 10th house of new beginnings around your career and career matters. So it will be at the end of the 9th house, beginning of the 10th. Father figures are represented here in the 10th house. How you are seen in the world is also the 10th house. It's also fame. Public news could reach you, new opportunities around money, with the opportunity possibly being Neptune and Pisces here. Neptune and Pisces will be creating a little bit of a square, maybe just a little bit of confusion about how to move forward with these new ideas that might be coming in now. Starting in career. Once the planets move deeper into Cancer, I think things will become more obvious, more clear. There'll be less of a Neptune haze or fog around these things. New love at work or loving what you do. This could be a good time to socialize. These are all good things on the 17th and 18th. Just going out and socializing anyway would be a really nice time. Beautifying yourself. Mercury and Venus. Maybe you're getting a pedicure, manicure. The summer solstice, oh my God, begins on June 20th as the sun ingresses into Cancer. And this will further light up your 10th house. So all these planets that are, congregating in Gemini are, now chatting with each other and deciding to exit left and move up to the 10th house. On June 21st, the full moon will happen in your 4th house, opposite of your 10th. So this could be finishing up a home-related project, a matter with an older male at home, coming to fruition. Your father, there might have been something coming up with him that is now wrapping up. Maybe he had like a health issue. Maybe your dad lives, with you. Maybe you live at home with your parents, and maybe your dad has been trying to complete some things around the house, and it could be wrapping up now. Or it could just be just trying to balance out stuff that you need to do at home or projects you were trying to finish up there with what you need to do in the larger stage of your life in the 10th house. Your attention could be needed there at home with the needs of the people that you live with, and then trying to balance it out with accomplishing work-related dreams and goals and possibly communication projects. On June 29th, Saturn will start to retrograde back, and he'll be there with Neptune in your 6th house of health, diet, workaday projects. making sure that you spend the next few months while he's retrograde getting clear about your own health regimes, any health issue that may have been uncovered since Saturn entered Pisces, kind of clearing up that Neptune fog. If you have pets, maybe they had issues and maybe those are becoming more clear, or you have to put a program or structure into place in order to maybe change their diet or, such things. Uranus and Taurus will be sextiling these aspects. So there could also just be like a new, solutions can come in suddenly relating to the sixth house of health. Also, maybe you just develop a new interest in a health regime or workout routine that will be very beneficial for you. That's all for now, Libra, and we'll see you in July.